right, fans, get ready for the topic today. Three quarterbacks in free agency. They're looking for a job. Stay tuned. Get ready. All right, sports fans, welcome to Sports Night with Jorge once again, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. My topic today is actually three quarterbacks. One went back home to the Atlanta Falcons because he had a contract of $10 million. I guess he had to go back to the team as a backup quarterback, and that's Kirk Cousins. But we're going to talk about two other individuals that is looking for a home and one that's actually holding everything back in free agency. But let's get to their career and their record. And man, it is amazing when I went into the statistics. Aaron Rodgers only has one Super Bowl, just one. And Russell Wilson, they've been in Super Bowls, but he hasn't won one. And Kirk Cousins hasn't won one either. So, but man, looking at their career, their stats, their awards, they have to be thankful and grateful. But let's get started. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has played 13 years in this league. Seattle Seahawks, Denver Broncos, and of course the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, what a career. 43,653 yards, 334 TDs. He has been selected to 8 Pro Bowl and has won the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. Now, the good thing about this quarterback, he can still play a couple more years, guys. He's not that old. He's getting there, but he's not that old. Great quarterback. At the end of the program, I'll tell you what's going to happen to these three quarterbacks, which we already know what happened to Kirk Cousins. So let's go to the next quarterback. Yes, Aaron Rodgers. 4-time MVP, 10 times Pro Bowler, and a Super Bowl champion. And it is so sad that he doesn't want to give it up. And sometimes you got to give it up. And that's where you have to, give a person opportunity where your ego should not affect you, neither your pride. So that's something that I ask myself. Is he really going to retire? Is he really going to give it up? 5-12 record. The last, of course, we can't blame because the Achilles injury in New York. And then came up with a record of 5-12 in those 2 years. Listen, the NFL is getting physical. It's getting hard to win in this league. Players are beefing up big times. They're beefing up. You got linemen running a 4-4. If you got protection up front, man, that's fine. But listen, why are you risking your body with the career you have? So, and that's going to get me to the last one. Kirk Cousins. Now, has not won a Super Bowl, 4-time Pro Bowlers, 3 times Player of the Month. He has 9 awards, but he has so many top 10s in passing rating and passing yards and touchdowns. Incredible, guys. Incredible. These guys are incredible. These 3 quarterbacks. But unfortunately, let's say the truth. Russell Wilson's waiting for Rodgers to make a decision where he's going. New York. Now, he said he doesn't want to play for Pittsburgh. He said that he would like to go to Minnesota. I have Giants fans that are not happy. They don't want him to go to New York, and I don't blame him. I mean, he just left New York, so he's going to the other side of New York. I don't know, guys. That's a tough one. I mean, I don't think he should go, to be honest with you. I don't think the Giants should actually pick him up, or unless go in the draft and pick up a quarterback in the draft. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there still. You got Winston, if he didn't sign yet. Marcus Mariota, if he hasn't signed yet. There's some good quarterbacks out there. There are. But right now, I don't think Rodgers should go nowhere. And I'll tell you my prediction at the end of the program. I feel that these three quarterbacks have a heck of a career. All three of them. They're good. Listen, they're not young anymore. Bodies get wear and tear, and they get hit. This is the National Football League. This is where I get that. That's why I said about ego and pride. This is where, and I'm not talking about Russell Wilson. He's not that kind of person. Roger, a little bit. Kirk Cousins, I don't think he's that kind of person either. I mean, he started hot in Atlanta, and then he cooled down, and don't know what happened to him at the end. I mean, threw more interception than touchdown. And they set him down, and then they released him and say, hey, man, we can't have you in this team. Bring the new young guy in. And, it's the future now. It's the future of the quarterbacks for this team. One quarterback that I didn't mention here is Tua Tagovailoa. That's going to be a segment I'm going to do. Got to do some studies because I'm concerned with that guy hip. It's been so quiet in the offseason. Nothing has been said. Nothing has been mentioned. So I leave it to that. I'm not going to start any rumors. But what quarterback's going to make it? What quarterback might not make it? Well, here's my prediction that I got, guys. I got Russell Wilson either going to New York or going to Pittsburgh. Kirk Cousins, he's in Atlanta. Will not be surprised he end up his career with Minnesota. Sign 1 year, say, hey, thank you so much for what you guys have given me here, and call it quits. And the one for me, Aaron Rodgers, yes, time to retire. Because he said it, he don't want to go to New York. But then he said he wants to go to New York. Then you got the Vikings. Look at this path that Rodgers coming through. The same thing Brett Favre went through. Brett Favre went through the Jets, and then he went through Minnesota. And when I see that, guys, don't get me wrong, I see that their career is over. I see this is it for them. Don't know about you guys. Like I say, all three quarterbacks are great Hall of Famers, to be honest with you. They are Hall of Famers. I mean, Dan Marino, Hall of Famer, did not win a Super Bowl. At least Roger got one. But the other two guys, they don't have one. But, hey, that's the NFL for you, man. Have a complete team, and you could get there. But it's so hard nowadays to do that because of the money issue in the league. They're paying so much money that, I mean, really, do you want to trade in your money for a Super Bowl? Because I'm going to tell you one guy that played for the Dolphins, Dan Marino, he said, I'll trade my awards to win the Super Bowl. Because that's everybody's dream. Unfortunately, Giant fans, I feel your pain if he signs for the Giants. Minnesota, don't know what to tell you. I mean, look what happened to Brett Favre. You saw what happened. And listen, these guys were great quarterbacks. They were great quarterbacks. And that's the word I said, were great quarterbacks. But listen, sometimes we have to give it up and say, hey, man, this is it. I don't have it no more. And yes, I know they have the passion. They have the love for the sports. But the body, man, the body gets a wear and tear. You got to have a great offensive line, which to protect Roger in Green Bay. That's why he had great seasons there. Look at it. So did Russell Wilson in Seattle. He had a great offensive line until later on it was coming down. I mean, you got hit. Kirk Cousins wasn't that good in Minnesota. I mean, he got sacked. He got sacked 28 times with the Falcons. and didn't play the last 3 games before he got cut and released. Think about it. The NFL is getting very physical, guys. I think the average of a quarterback in this league will probably be the age of 35. If they start 18, 19, or 20, probably 15 years of quarterback, that should be fine. I know quarterback will last probably 20, 22 years, but you're taking the risk. If injury free, look what Brady did. But Brady took his supplements, whatever he was taking and he had an Achilles injury. And yeah, actually, I think he's probably one of the best quarterback that with the Achilles injury made it through. But after that, man, sometimes you got to give it up, and that's not easy giving it up. And I know it's not. But sometimes you got to pass that torch to the next guy. See, if Roger wouldn't left Green Bay, I don't think Love would be the quarterback in Green Bay. He probably been traded or gone. I mean, you're drafting these quarterbacks to play, but you're not giving opportunity for them to play with your team, and then the veteran quarterback. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that a veteran president, a veteran of a president of a veteran in your team will help the quarterback and develop your quarterback. I agree with that 100%. But sometimes, man, that veteran don't want to give that torch. You say, man, I just don't want to give it. I still have it, and really, they don't have it. Like I said, the NFL is getting very physical, guys. Very, very physical. And that's year after year after year after year. And then once again, the money. Man, the NFL is going to have to work on that, especially owners and GMs. High paid players, and they don't last you a couple of years. Waste of money. And I don't say that in a bad way, by the way. Well, anyhow, I made this video short and simple for you guys. Be sure you hit the like button. Make your comments. Tell me what you think about the quarterback, about these 3 quarterbacks. What do you think? What's going to happen? I mean, we know that Kirk Cousins went back to Atlanta for now. What do you think is going to happen? You think Rodgers retires? Or would he play again? Or you think Russell Wilson go back to Pittsburgh? Or he will go to the Giants? I say he's going to the Giants. And then Minnesota will probably get Rodgers if they get him. If they don't, then it's a new season once again for all these teams. But the draft's coming up, so there's a lot of good free agency quarterback out there they could use. The only sad part of it, they're backup quarterbacks. And these 3 guys that I name you are starting quarterbacks. And they could start. So I'm not going to take that away from them. The rest you got out there, I mean, might taking a risk, but who knows? Maybe with your system, might help the quarterback develop a quarterback and become a good quarterback. Look what happened to Donald when he left Carolina Panthers. Found a home in Minnesota, had a good season until he faltered at the end, and then Minnesota didn't sign him. And that's a question. Why did Minnesota didn't sign him? After he won all those games, they were actually there with Detroit and Green Bay, which it was a good division, by the way. But you didn't sign them that money. So that's a question to ask, too. Why you didn't sign him? Sam Darnold was not signed because of what? He won a lot of games. He had a great year. Did you trust in him? I don't think Minnesota did. Not when the playoff time came, so. But things happen. But don't go far. Look at Goff with Detroit. I mean, Campbell's going to have his hands full because he lost a lot of players in free agency too in Detroit. So that's going to remain to be seen, guys. I mean, we could be here talking all night and discussing about the NFL and teams, but listen, when you lose players in free agency and it's not the same ball club, and then it's the chemistry, building the chemistry again with these players. The good thing is, you got players that come back from injuries and all that, and sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not. So, but anyhow, I want to thank those that have subscribed to the channel. Man, listen, I really need support when it comes to the thumbs up and the comments, guys. It's important for me, the view, watching the video. Hey, man, anything that I need to add any information, man, tell me your teams. I tell everybody, just tell me in your comments your teams, who you want me to talk about. Because even though I'm a Dolphin fan, it doesn't mean I speak all general when it comes to sports. I got baseball. I did some Oriole thing. I think it was yesterday. Uh, Baseball's almost around the corner. A lot of questions to be asked in the American League East. What's going to happen there? Actually, in the whole entire baseball. But anyhow, this is football. This is my hobby, and once again, thank you so much. God bless you all. I hope you guys enjoyed this Sunday. Uh, like I said, back to work tomorrow, and see you guys soon. Take care.